So I haven't really had a lot of time to pick up my console, so I turned a lot to quick and simple phone games lately. I mean, it's mostly always in my pocket, so I figured why not give a try to the thousands of free mobile offerings on the Play Store. That's what I'm tackling today. Keep in mind these are not comprehensive reviews, more like first impressions, so with that in mind, let's jump right into some mobile games. So let's start this off with something YouTube itself recommended to me. This is Kingston.
Game of the Lust.
Everyone has probably seen it before, and I mean, with ads like this, how could I resist? In the end, it was about what I expected. It's essentially one of those old browsers, semi-online games most people in my school played when there was computers around. You know, at least until people started bringing GTA and Counter-Strike on pens. So, in
Game of the Lust.
You gather resources, go through a basic story of revenge, which I immediately disconnected from. Sorry to all you King's Throne fans out there, sorry. Meet some characters, pass number stats to progress, and seduce women with the ultimate goal of copulation. Or, in common terms, if you're expecting school days hentai action, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you're not getting it. Once you do whatever you need to do to unlock said female, they will just show up and talk to you, waiting in the maiden chamber for your royal scepter. They barely have dialogue, and it's over just as soon as it started. They can give you a baby, which raises some kingdom stats or something like that. I honestly couldn't care less. The characters' designs are alright, and there's plenty of women to find, so if that's your thing, I ain't judging. As for me, I was done with the game in about 2 hours. There's a lot of that waiting stuff from phone games. I didn't care for the story, and the gameplay is practically non-existent. I honestly get why people would play this as a time waster, but I'd rather waste my time with something else. Overall, I give this game 2 horny bunnies out of 5. Moving on to a completely related topic, let's talk about Pokemon Cafe. It's a puzzle game, a lot less lustful and a lot more cute. Pokemon come to the cafe and order stuff. Each stuff leads to a little puzzle where you need to connect as many of the same floating Pokemon heads as possible. If the meter on the side gets full, you can do a special move that clears parts of the screen. More and more Pokemon get added to your staff, and each has its own food specialty and ability. It's not a very hard game, so far at least, but it's pretty fun, and that's all that it needs to be. It starts adding a couple of gimmicks early on, such as the ice you need to break, but it doesn't strike me as getting any harder than that. It is extremely cute though, and so long as you don't fail, it seems you could beat it in one go. I might come back to it later, but probably not, to be honest, so it gets 2 Pikachus out of 5. Next up is Oddmar, a very console-like game if I've ever seen one. It's a platformer, it has a story to go with, and the animations and visuals are actually really good. Everything is pretty, there's no life system, no time waiting, just pure fun platforming with some great visuals. There's even a really fun and fast animal riding level. It's based on Norse mythology and seems pretty fun. After that, I thought, yes, finally, a game I can play for days. I'm definitely beating this one. Oh. So that's why it was like that. It turns out, despite him not telling you, I was kinda playing a demo, or as I like to call it, song shading you. That's why it feels much more like a traditional game, because I guess it is. I'm a bit bummed that I won't be playing it, but it's fine, I guess. It's fun, and if you're interested, go try the demo. I give Oddmar 2 out of 5 Vikings. iMonster is a dungeon crawling game very similar to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon franchise, except the enemies don't move at all for some reason. You make a monster of your own and go through a tower with stairs and enemies and loot. You know, just dungeon crawling goodness. There's also a story, and I wasn't paying attention at all, sorry. And it actually seems pretty fun. The visuals are nothing special, and neither is the combat, but you do have different weapons and some spells, and I can see myself coming back to this one once in a while. Okay, never mind, I'm out. I give this one 2 demons out of 5. Next on the chopping block is Underhand, a cultist card game with Lovecraftian vibes, where the point is to resurrect one of the ancient gods of old. It's a simple yet fun game where you have different cards that represent different resources that you need. The events are random and some give or take different cards, with some events and audio triggers like you're listening to the radio where they comment on one of your actions. This was pretty neat, and all around I thought this was actually very fun, even if slow time waster. It also has has no ads, and that's pretty cool by me. My only gripe is that I find the game weirdly hard, but maybe I'm just not enough of an elite gamer to pass this hardcore game, so I give this 2 squids out of 5.
Whatever you say can't hold me back.
This is the ad I got on YouTube. Naturally, I had to try the game. I mean, come on. It's alright actually. I mean, it lags a bit, but overall, it's not bad. Its name is Honkai Impact 3rd, and after about 45 minutes of updates and downloads, I found out it was a competent hack and slash. You know, like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. Mostly like Bayonetta though. With anime girls galore and chests to boast, you will fight through waves of boring looking enemies in boring looking locales. With even some combos and 3 different fighting styles, and of course, special overkill moves. It's not really the worst thing I've played, and I actually recommend you try it out, provided you have a lot of phone space to burn. Just ignore the stupid ads for it. Trust me, it's better than it looks. I give Oppai Impact a 2 anime girls out of 5. And now for the grand finale. I left my favorite game so far to the end, and that game is Unciv, an open source clone of Civilization. And I mean, that is exactly the point. To have Civ on your phone and it actually works is amazing. You have tons of features to mess with, and it's honestly what I would want out of the real Civilization release on mobile. All the basics are here: diplomacy, culture, technologies, eras, tons of civilizations to choose from, each with their own perks. It's super in-depth and completely free with no ads to boast. There's no real drawback to it in my view. For the very few people who don't know what Civilization is though, Unciv is a 4x strategy game where you choose a civilization and progress with it through time. You can win through military means, completing the moon landing first, or by completing 5 out of 8 I think, cultural branches. It's all up to you. In the meantime, you must manage what you make in your cities, how many cities to settle, how to interact with other civilizations, and how the resources, whether it's the food you need to grow your cities, or the uranium to nuke everyone to hell, the choice is up to you, and for the low price of free, I can't recommend it enough. And with that, I award the Unsaved game a 5 peasants out of 5, the game of a generation. Thank you so much for watching. I haven't really had much time and I wanted to make something a bit more upbeat and silly. So here we are with this. I mean, things have been kind of weird, so I just wanted to have some fun. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. If you liked it, please share it and leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, anyways, see you next time and take care.